Hello, lovely to see you all. Welcome to my garden. I'm trying to pick a different spot every day. I may be running out by Saturday or Sunday, but I'm going to try and have somewhere different. Hey, today in the Lord's Prayer, we are thinking about daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread, which is apt, isn't it, at a time when we've seen shelves empty of bread. And it's interesting because this request for bread is at the very heart of the prayer. Literally, it's in the middle of it. And of course, lots of important things to do, all of which are good and right. Normally, when we're allowed out and about, we run here, there, and everywhere, doing this, doing that, always busy. But the truth is, you can't really do anything on an empty stomach, well, at least not for very long. Actually, you need bread, or you need food, you need sustenance. In order to do everything else you've got to do, if you don't eat, you are not able to function and do everything else you were called to do. The ability to eat and have bread as that most basic of necessities is actually vital for you to just live your normal life. And this prayer kind of keeps us, it encourages us to keep short accounts with God. It encourages us to keep going back for more on a regular basis, which is something we're not really used to. I know some families do kind of go to the shops and get what they need for that day, but I also know many of us, including Faye and I, we kind of have a weekly shop, and one of us will go. If I go, I tend to have to go again because I generally forget something. But we kind of go and we get everything out for the week, and then we have a meal plan and we eat it. And even if we eat all that food up, there's generally something in the fridge or the freezer or somewhere. To be honest, we store up for ourselves, don't we? We do. We store up for ourselves. We're not used to the thought of daily bread. We're not used to the thought of trusting anybody. We expect to go to our shops and have a choice of 7 different breads. Of course, there are many places in the world where they queue for 4 or 5 hours only to be told there's no bread left, and they go home and go back the other day. Part of me thinks some of this stuff we're experiencing is not bad for us. It's actually really good for us. Maybe some of us will realise just how blessed we are when we realise what it is to not be able to buy the bread we want, or this or that or the other. Of course, it's difficult and it's painful, but it's not really difficult and painful. It's not that there isn't food. It's just there might not be the exact food we want, but actually we're really blessed that we can choose to eat what we want when we want. I'm hoping that out of this whole time, one of the things will happen is that people in general will have a much deeper sense of gratitude for that which they do have, which will only cause them to be more like Jesus. So it's wonderful. Of course, the other sense in which we have to ask Jesus for bread is because he is the bread of life. And there's a real sense that in asking for daily bread, it's not just about physical bread, but actually it's about sustenance and nourishment and talking to him about what we need, that he might supply it. One of the wonderful things about having your routine messed up, if you like, is that you can create a new routine of perhaps spending time with him that you didn't used to be able to spend, a new routine of finding daily bread, a new routine of reading on a regular basis where you maybe didn't once to before. You know, if you're not used to spending time reading your Bible every day, hey, even if you're working from home, well, you're used to travel in your car or a bus or a train, and you've got an extra half an hour. Don't just have an extra half an hour in bed. Get up at the same time, keep some rhythm. It's really important actually to keep some rhythm in your day. Rhythm and routine are vital, especially for kids. It's really important you try and keep some sense of rhythm and routine on a real practical mental health front. Even if it's just you, try and get up in the morning, have a shower, try and have your breakfast, try and find those routines and rhythms. It's important, it'll help you. And one of those routines and rhythms can be, and I would strongly encourage it to be, having bread. And by that I mean meeting with Jesus, because he is your daily bread. And the other part is this. This world is full of hungry people. Hungry for God, hungry for Jesus, hungry for love, hungry for connection. More than ever, this world is full of people who are hungry for connection. And so this prayer for daily bread is not just a prayer for us, it's a prayer for those outside of us. How can I bring daily bread to those around me? How can I bring bread? You know, if you're engaging on social media, make sure it's healthy bread you're putting on there. Make sure it's sweet smelling, beautiful food that people can partake of. Plenty of other people are going to put mouldy bread on there. Let's be a people who put beautiful, sweet smelling food on there. Let's give away this bread that we've got as well as enjoy it. So I want to encourage you, daily bread. It's not a bad thing that you maybe can't have your normal bread, but seek daily bread in him. Make a commitment, even if it's just for a week, a few weeks. I've already read more of my Bible than I have this so far this year in these last 3 days. And I've had seen so much. God's spoken so much to me about it. I've loved it. I encourage you to do the same. Take care. I will see you soon. Lots of love.